I need to keep watch. Written and narrated by Lady Spookaria, and featuring Somber Reads. I've been in this cabin alone for months now. Every time I try to make it back home, there is something or someone that always tries to block my path. The small wooden cabin has become my prison, when it started as a refuge from the chaos of city life. I was drawn to the simplicity, a place where I would not be pressured to conforming to any particular ideal. I wanted to find silence. I wanted to truly be myself without the expectations of others around me. But I didn't want to stay too long either. Just a quick breather. Months ago, I sat and browsed different sites to find the right one online. I didn't really set a criteria. All I wanted was to find the right place. And I knew it was the one, the moment I set my eyes on it. The amount of properties I scrolled past was a blur. When I found it online, I thought it was perfect for me. It had enough modern luxury to be comfortable, but not too much. I needed to feel like I was in the wild, the risk of the unknown, away from civilization. I remember I pulled up just before dusk. The forest around me had dimmed and the sound of birds filled my ears. Instantly, I felt relaxed and like I was finally at home. Without the noise of the city, the lights, the sounds, and all the people just filling the space with their noise and their stench. I could finally breathe. I parked my car, took the keys and walked up the creaking steps of the cabin. It wasn't too expensive to hire it for the weekend. A break away from my normal life to work on my books, my stories, and I never believed that I would become one of them. That night I didn't do much. Cooked myself something to eat, poured a glass of wine, and began to write on the porch. There were the sounds of birds, crickets, and other wildlife. But again, that became the norm. Every single day, I would open my laptop and sit on the front porch with my coffee. Day or night, it didn't matter. I was finally able to get the work done that I wanted. I was away from my girlfriend, my life, and everything that held me back. Words flowed out of me. I could see visions of stories in my head that craved to be born, and I was helpless. I refused to stop. There was nothing to make me stop this time either. I wrote each word and only craved to write more. After a while, the words became slower, and I began to miss the little things from my normal life. On the third week of the first month, I began to notice a change in the air. Something merely felt off, and I wanted to know what I was doing to cause this change. I figured the loneliness had finally set in, and I decided to check my emails. I expected them to pile up, either emails from friends or the notorious spam. But as I looked, there were none. All except the emails I hadn't yet replied to when I should have months ago. Odd. This wasn't like the people in my life. Normally they would try to contact me. I checked my Wi-Fi connection and it was still working. I refreshed, I did everything I could. Still, nothing. No new emails. I checked my phone. The Wi-Fi was working on it too. The reception was perfectly fine. There were no new messages on it either. I wondered what had happened, and I soon found myself worried for my loved ones. I called my girlfriend. Her nagging usually annoyed me, and I never realized how much I wanted to hear her complain about one thing or another. I got through to voicemail. Told her that I loved her and I wanted to talk to her for a bit. That I had made breakthroughs in my novel and I wanted to know about her day. Her cleanness normally got to me, but right now, I craved nothing more than to receive messages from her. To hear her voice or her cheesy jokes. Now they were all gone. The feeling of loss took hold of me. Next, I tried to get in contact with my parents. Again, straight to voicemail, and I left a message. I told them I wanted to speak with them again, and asked if my girlfriend contacted them. I sent some text messages to my friends. Oddly, all the messages went through, but I received nothing in return. I spent the entire day trying to get in touch with someone, anyone. I miss them so much. Why? Why were they doing this? I don't remember them behaving any differently. I held my head in my hands, took a mouthful of whiskey, and wondered whether this was punishment for me being an asshole. I'm the first to admit I'm not the most patient nor the most considerate person. I saw a shadow in the window. At the time, I thought it was because I'd been isolated for so long, and that it was finally time for me to go home. I needed to be around people, to see the faces of my loved ones, to hear their words. Perhaps it was a bravado from my drink, or the final piece of repressed anger. I stood up. My chair fell to the floor and I called out into the darkness. "Hey, who are you? Come out!" My voice echoed around an otherwise silent building. I don't know what I expected. There was no sound. No birds. No animals calling in the distance. And even the sound of the rain came to a halt. The fire submissively burned out in that moment. The only sound I could hear was my heart rate. And it was increasing. A primal fear of something or someone that human tongues forgot. A long, low growl was the response that sent a shiver down my spine. There was an inhuman energy to it. I've never been one for the outdoors, always preferring civilization to anything wild or dangerous. The figure I saw looked human. How could a human make noise like that? No human could make a sound like that. My hands trembled. I couldn't stop them, and rested my hands on my hips to try to slow it down. What was going to happen? My teeth chattered, and I knew I had to find safety somehow. I looked around and found a baseball bat, held it in my hands ready to strike. I felt better the moment I had a weapon in my hands. Not that I had any real experience with defending myself. I could hear creaking on the porch outside. Whatever I saw was walking along the aged wood and would occasionally pause to peer inside. At least, that's what I thought it was doing when it would pause at the windows. I couldn't escape the uneasy feeling in my stomach. There was a strange smell in the air. A strange musk with aged and rotting meat. I nearly gagged. Hell, it was so vile. I nearly passed out from the smell. I started to hear knocking at the door. At first it was gentle, and gradually became louder and more demanding. I held the baseball bat up, ready to strike. Instinctively, I shook my head and kept muttering, No, go away, go away, go away, go away, under my breath. It kept going. I don't know what happened. I must have passed out. I woke up on the wooden floor, the baseball bat by my side and with an aching head. Sunlight peered inside the room. The sound of the forest had returned, and I wanted to leave right now. I gathered up my small bag of items and made sure I brought everything. I opened the door to see there were long, thick, deep scratch marks on the door. What? I tried to ignore it and ran to my car, unlocked it and put my things in the back seat. I didn't want to stay here anymore. When I roughly got in the front seat, I could have sworn I heard wicked laughter from the forest. In the thickest part, with minimal visibility, and that was all I needed to hear. I drove along the winding dirt road that I had enjoyed the slow, casual drive getting to the cabin, but now I wanted nothing more than to speed away. I began to feel a sensation of relief and let out a happy sigh. I smiled. A feeling of victory filled my heart and soul. There was the sound of my phone! Eagerly, I pressed the accept call button, and my best friend's voice came through.
Hey, where have you been? We've been trying to get in touch with you for weeks. I didn't think you were going to answer.
He demanded. I nearly fucking cried then and there. You will not believe the week I've had. I'm looking forward to getting home. I've missed you all. There was a pause.
Are you about to cry?
No, shut up.
So, what happened? I know you're an asshole, but it isn't like you. Your girl was really worried about you.
I needed some time to get away from everything and everyone. Needed to forget who I was. You know how it is. I think I've been out here too long. I've gotten kind of isolated and weird.
Yeah? How so?
I don't know. I started to see and hear things. I just want to get home and relax where I know I'm safe. Order some food, spend some time with my girl, and just be away from nature for a bit. I got some writing done. I had my fill of being alone. I really missed all of you. There was a pause. Hey, you there, man?
Yeah. Did something happen while you were out there?
As I said, I think I saw something out here. I saw... Never mind. It's stupid. Just, I don't think it's safe for me to be out here. It's dumb. I just want to get home. I'm driving back now. And I didn't realize how long this road is.
How long until you get back home?
Probably a couple of hours? Maybe more? I don't know.
I imagine the knocking on the doors was terrifying.
He said. The voice altered and I paused. The realization that I never mentioned the shadow, nor the insistent knocking on the doors. I froze, unable to speak as it continued.
How many times does your kind dare to come inside my forest? Not offering the proper tribute nor respect. Why are your kind the way you are? I will take what I need. I have your scent. You will never escape me.
I didn't answer, focusing on the road and the possibility of escape. I sped up and turned down the winding roads. The static got louder and my friend's contorted voice continued. No, no, no. As I sped up, I saw the line where the forest came to an end. Silently, I prayed that I would reach it.
Why are you ignoring me? I think you're forgetting a couple of reasons why you escaped your life to come into the forest. Your girl, your family, your friends never really knew who you are deep inside. A beast, an animal. You're returning to your roots and...
I ignored my friends, not my friends' words.
Now,
The large beast stood in front of the winding road on its back legs and roared up at the sky. It was huge. I sharply turned my car to the right and crashed into a large tree. The airbags burst out, and I looked down at the glass that had penetrated my sides. Without help, I knew I would not make it.
you are truly free.
I hope you enjoyed this story. If you haven't done so yet, please do yourself a favor and branch out to subscribe to the Treeman himself, Somber Reads. This video is made with the support of my incredible Patreons and channel members. Links down below if you would like to join their ranks. Check out my merch. New stock on the way. Don't forget to leave so many tree buns. A like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe, my little spooklings. And remember, I'll be watching you.